Good morning, everybody. It's Marty the JavaScript Party. I'm my buddy Rhett, and we are writing some code. This is going to be video 120 of this series, and I think we're very, very close to being done. We are working on the very, 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 very last feature, and that is to add something called, I can't even remember what they're called, speech grammars. And the last video I added this little note down here so that I'd be able to copy this, paste it in there, and now I have a speech grammar. I believe that I had wired it all up so that it all gets stored. And then I found these two things, and this one is for discrete and this is for continue. So just to take a 30-foot view of this, since we're at this stage in the application, a couple years ago I decided I wanted to, it's like a year and 4 months ago, I decided I wanted to create like a voice application and all that. And the voice application, what I had in mind was not feasible. And it was not feasible because, and I only learned this recently, but it's not feasible because you have to have an active connection to the internet in order to use the voice API. And the reason you have to have an active internet is because the browser sends requests to the cloud, and then there's cloud services that do the voice. And the version of the cloud service that is used depends on the browser you're using. So far I've tried Edge, Chrome, and what is that one called? DuckDuckGo? DuckDuckGo. And I get different results back when I do Edge and Chrome. And that's because they're using different clouds. Now, it would be interesting to try Opera out. I think I should download Opera and try that out. But anyways, that's for another video. So I have it all, like all the, so anyways, so voice, the thing you got to realize about voice is it's got two sections. And one is the voice that you can hear, and one is the voice where it listens. And I fully focused on the listening, not the using words, but the listening towards. So that is part of the something you have to keep in mind if you decide to start researching voice API and learning how to use it. You got to keep in mind that it's easy to get confused on whether you're talking about the one that is listening or the one that's talking. Now, once you get into the listening side, it also then divides up into two sections again. And one section is continuous and one is discrete. So the way continuous, so to demonstrate how discrete works, and honestly, without this tool, I can't think of a good way to demonstrate something like this. That was kind of the point of the tool. But so like if I push this button and I tell it I want to use this, hello, and then I get a response. But with continuous, the way continuous works, hello, how are you? I have to stop it. It listens till I actively stop it, whereas the other one only listens for one result, and then and it gives you stuff. This, in general, it's very, very similar, but there's some slight differences in the way the data comes back. So that is a bit of a mind bender, is probably the best way to put that, when you're trying to work with it. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. The other thing to keep in mind is this is a WebKit API. So that means that there is no, in short, it means a lot of things. But in short, what it means is that there's no guarantees that how this is going to work in the future. This is not a well-established API with specifications, and we can count on a certain behavior in the future. This is very experimental, and it's been very experimental for years now. And there does not appear to be any momentum whatsoever towards moving this forward. So I think it's going to be as it is for a long time to come. So I don't know. And so yeah, the main outstanding thing is um, that it doesn't work in DuckDuckGo, and I'm actually very curious about that. Um, the browser voice API and the recognition part. I think recognition is the recognizing part. Noticed that it works in Chrome and in Edge, but not in DuckDuckGo. Let's see what it says. Yes, right. Here's why using both is only supported in Chromium-based browsers and only on Chrome, Edge. Some Samsung and not support DuckDuckGo. Firefox not supported. Safari partial support. Oh, but the speech synthesis is the part where it talks. Brave. How about Opera? I'm curious. I know that Opera was the first one I ever used that could use voice to talk. Opera. However, in practice, I just not currently. Okay, yeah, so it doesn't work in Opera at the moment. Okay, so that's good. That's easier than downloading and trying it. All right, so the last piece is to add. Oh, I should have left that open. A speech grammars, but I can't remember exactly. I know so the rest of these you just set it, but speech grammars is a little bit different. Go back to ChatGPT. Use here. Let's go into this one so I don't have to reset up the context. How do I set up? How do I assign grammars? Okay, so basically we want to do this grammar. I got that. Recognition, speech recognition list. Okay, so I need to create a speech recognition list, and then I need to add grammar. Here, let's just freaking copy all of this. It's weird. What is grammar, though? Copy this. And then let's do it for discrete first. That's the one I'm very curious about. Because basically what I'm curious about is, okay, so I already have my recognition, so I don't need to do this. See, what I'm curious is what is grammar? I guess grammar is the string. Okay, so window grammar, window web grammar list. So that is weird. So this ended up being harder than I thought. So apparently there should be, okay, so let's go ahead and comment this out. Action equals speech grammar list. Speech grammar list, it tries to create one of these, but so I'm going to comment all of this out. And I'm going to just console log window dot speech See, it doesn't know how to do that. Speech. Grammar list. Let me put a question mark. See if it quits whining. Yep. Let's just go ahead and put this in parens. Oh, no, the wrong one. I want square brackets, actually. What the heck? Okay, fine. So basically, I just want to try to figure out if I have, which one of these I have, because it's not happy. I thought this was going to be so quick. I thought we were there. Okay, let's say. Hello. Oh, there we go. Now, window. What I want to see is. It said it kind of acted like it should be in WebKit. WebKit. Cancel frame. Request animation for everyone. Okay, so it doesn't look like I have any of those. Windows speech grammar list. Okay, so what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to have it stop there in the debugger. I don't know what's happening here. Click right there. I know, it's funny, huh, Rhett? Hi. Okay, so we're here already. Okay, so I have an active connection to the an active instance of the window. So window dot speech. Okay. So I don't have window dot speech. And then I don't, okay, so I definitely don't have this, I'm pretty sure. So let's just paste that in there and just double check. And then, okay, so we've already got, oh, so this is my recognition. Okay, so we already have that. Silly rabbit. Yeah, that's my, it's, oh, these guys that I'm trying to find. I'm going to be very upset if I can't actually do grammar for some reason. Oh, okay, so that definitely exists. And this is a function. So we probably want to set that up at the top, wherever we set up the recognition. So here's our recognition. We want to also set up our speech recognition list, which is I guess it's a function. It's a terrible name, I think. Speech recognition list, which is Annie. And I kind of probably want to sort of follow along with however I did setting up the recognition, which, gosh, that was 13 months ago. Video 009. So, so yeah, it looks like I've been working on this for about 14 months. Okay. Okay, so I think we could probably say speech equals speech recognition list. All right, so how did this one work? Speech grammar list. So I'm assuming that they won't, whenever they get if they ever move out of WebKit, which I'm definitely not. Okay, let's come over here. I thought we found it, right? WebKit speech grammar list. Equals new. Oh, okay. I don't know why we have it this. Is it? It seems like that. Oh, okay, so that's a capital S. Speech. Man. Oh, okay, it's speech grammar. And then this is WebKit. And it is weird because, okay, so that one's capital, that one's lower. I don't think we want this. And I guess that's exactly how it was up there too. Okay, so let's see if it gives me, it's like upset. It doesn't want, cannot find no quick fixes. Okay, so I'm seeing this. I don't know how to fix this. I'm very curious. Okay, so Angular and the TS. So this is an issue that happens all the time where TypeScript doesn't understand that something is going to exist that does exist. And I know there's various ways to deal with that. To basically tell it, well, you just and you just have faith that that's going to exist, but and I'm not exactly sure what those solutions are. TS transpiler IDE is complaining. No, it's the TS transpiler. Showing this error. Okay, so basically this is a non-standard. It is only available in some browsers. To fix this, you have a few options. One, we can use type assertion. So that would be this is one way to do it. Number two, we can add a custom type declaration. So I don't know how I feel about that. I think that's probably a mistake. Yeah, I think this is probably the ideal fix. And it's only an ideal fix because, like, we're working in non-standard stuff. Okay, so but I wonder why I don't need the new. Okay, so I have this line. Okay, if you're dealing with prefixes, so it's saying to do this window as, oh, okay, I see. Okay, so it's saying like kind of create it like this. So we're just going to create a const that's just for this. And this is for my, yeah, this is for like if it were to ever not be. So this code never even gets used. So this is probably in production code that you're doing for like the enterprise. You should probably never ever do anything even vaguely like this. But in this case, since we're working just on hobby code here and we're using very unsupported, very limited future technology. Okay, so we want WebKit. Let's just do this WebKit. We'll change this to WebKit. And then this is where you could really screw stuff up, I think. Like, it would be really hard to debug this problem. Oh. Okay, we don't want to do this. So basically, this is to handle both, but I only want, I've already separated this code up here. So I only want all right, so now what we want to see is that this speech recognition list is something. And so we are stuck in the debugger. Inspect. Man, we were so close. I thought we were golden. There we go. So I want to see that this dot speech grammar speech recognition list is okay. So that is an object. It's like some kind of like, it's not an array. It's an array-like object, I'm guessing. And so let's see. All right, so now let's go back to here. I'll go back to the original thing. I think this would be really difficult to do without ChatGPT. Okay, so basically, I guess we want to probably, yeah, we want to wipe out our existing one. So this is a list. This is, so we will want to actually reset this every time. That's kind of a bummer. And then we want to add our speech recognition list, and then we want to, oh, and then we want to add that to our grammar. So basically, we're going to need a function that returns. So what I was doing here is wrong. It's completely wrong. Completely and utterly wrong, because what is happening is I'm creating a single speech grammar. So it's a list, and I need to create it when for use, not for not as like something to hold an object, but actually something that I'm going to use every time. So that means I need to run this new speech grammar list. See, like I'm just reusing an existing recognition, but here I don't want to reuse the speech grammar list. I want to, um, I don't know. I wonder what the speech grammar list have I wonder if it has like what kind of things it has. Are we still in the debugger over here? Yeah. So this dot speech grammar list tab dot, is there like a clear, empty? So it has a bunch of stuff. Yeah, see, I feel like I need to mint a fresh one of these every single time, not try to update the existing one. So basically, I think what I did there is just needs to be just deleted. And the easiest way to do that will be to get rid of this speech recognition list, and then just sort of let the IDE or the transpiler figure it out for me. Okay, so we definitely don't want to do this. We definitely want some, we don't, okay. I don't want to lose this. Basically, sucks. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to put a comment there. So basically, we want to like create a brand new speech recognition list object, right? Array-like object type thing that we have. We want to do that every time. So basically, we want to create a function. Okay, so probably let's go ahead and put it before discrete record. Okay, get recognition list. And I'm just going to say that returns an any, because I don't think that is useful. And then basically it's going to do something along these longs, and it's going to just basically say, and it's going to have to do it for each. So basically, if however I was doing the window dot has or whatever up top. Yeah, this. Basically, we want this logic. going to do another thing that I just never do. I'm going to say return that or return this. So basically, and there's no equals. It's either going to return this new specification or it's going to return this new WebKit specification. And basically, I just want to make sure that I'm getting something back from this. This is a bit abstract. It is possible that like I'm just totally missing the idea. And I might want to, yeah, I don't know what I want to do. I'll decide here in a second. List. So I definitely underestimated how long this is going to take, but I mean, I don't think there's anything crazy. Inspect and console. I love you too. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I don't care about that. So we definitely got something. We got this whole object here. Wait. We got a whole speech recognition. We don't want a whole speech recognition. We wanted ooh, darn it. Ooh, darn it. We want this. All right, so that was wrong. We don't want a speech recognition. It's kind of wild. Okay, so we want this, and I think we want that. Speech grammar list. But it's probably not going to be willing to do that. Why can't I copy this? And then we want this. It's kind of weird that we didn't have to do that at the beginning. I mean, with the like, it's weird that it is okay with the grammar list. Maybe I added that somewhere. And then I think what it said I had to do was actually create a const, and then let's come over here. We want to window as any. Any, and then and then we put a dot. So this is basically saying that ignore any strong typings you have around window and make it any. probably something you do not want to do in actual production code, but you have no choice in this circumstance because we're using cutting edge, bleeding edge software. Um, and then, so basically we want to do something along these same lines, but for and this is going to be WebKit. We just throw a WebKit on the front of this one and throw a WebKit in front of this one. And then, yep, everybody's happy now. Now let's see if we get anything good in the neighborhood. Hello. It's weird. I thought I had a breakpoint, but I guess not. Okay, so now we have a speech grammar. We did get a speech grammar list. Now, once we have a speech grammar list, there's something that we have to do to our speech grammar list. And that is grammars, speech. Okay, so we want to take our speech, add from string, our speech recognition list, and we want to add our grammar, add from screen 1. Okay, so let's just double check. Now, I feel like it's the same for both, so I guess that's something that I should do over here. Okay. I'm just going to call it an SG for speech. Is that okay? This isn't recognition list. This is grammar list, right? Okay, let's get rid of that. We do not need that confusion in the future. If I ever have to break into this, which seems like a very good chance in the future, I do not need that. I'm doing my future self a so it's like this: SG equals new grammar list, and then SG. So this is so far outside of like any kind of code you ever want to see in like a PR or something like that. You guys are literally on the bleeding edge. You will bleed. If you're implementing code like this, you will bleed. It's just the reality. Okay, so at this point, SG, I think SG is an any at this point. Yeah. Colon any. And I don't think there's anything we can do about it. I think any is the right thing to do. I think it's almost never okay to make something an any, except in the case where it could be any. And this is one of those cases where we do not know what we're going to get. So anyway, so now our SG, we want to, so this is our grammar. This is our speech recognition list. So it is a speech recognition list. Okay, so I'm just going to call it speech recognition list. I think that this weird, to me it's weird. This weird, just, it's weird isn't the right word. Yeah, awkward naming is has been the biggest barrier to being able to productively do stuff that I've run into. It just is, it's just awkward. Everything feels awkward. So I have it, and I want to add from string. And I want to add my grammar, which is the text, which is this dot. I think I call them speech grammars. And then I don't know what that second thing is. One. Let me ask it real quick. This code. What is the one? Oh, the weight assigned. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to make that a variable, a constant weight assigned equals 1. And that will make it a lot easier in the future if I ever want to play around with weight assigned. I'm literally, this is the first time I've even run across that. Okay, so it's 1 is the highest priority, medium influence, and 0 is no influence. Oh, so 0 might even be the way to get like red out of there. It's kind of a bummer. I kind of want to implement this now. So it's like if you had a READ as a 0 and then RED as a 1, and then you said red, will READ come in? I don't think I care. I may care in the future. I don't know. But at this point, I don't care. I don't know. I'm going to think about that. Okay, so these are my speech grammars, and I want to console log my speech grammars, just make sure they are what I think they are. And I probably only want to call that if there are speech grammars. Otherwise, I probably don't even want to call it. Okay, inspect console. Looking good. Looking good. It's kind of nice. Only one pack console. So we had no speech grammars, which makes sense. Now let's come back over here. Textual copy. I really hate that. It's so annoying. Close that. Looking good. Okay, yeah. So these are my speech grammars, so that works. So I probably only want to do it if the speech grammar's length is greater than 0. I don't want to just assign it. I don't know. I don't know what to think. It's just like I'm excited about being done with the application, but I guess this waiting thing seems like it's so important. Probably need to redo I need to update this so that I can deal with weights. Because I do really want to see is if I add 2 of them and then the weights are of one is 0 and the weights of the other is 1, and I added red, and I say red, will it eliminate READ? Because like if I'm just looking for colors, I don't want READ to show up. Um, and this kind of seems like that. And honestly, I don't think I've been exposed to this concept at all on that. So it looks like what I actually need is for this to be able to, you can add a speech grammar. So you start off with no speech grammars, and then you add a speech grammar, and then this goes through and I guess um, probably accepts the recognition and actually adds all the speech grammars. Probably be the better way to do that. But anyways, for now, I think I just want to get this working as I have it envisioned right now, and then rewrite it for the new way. So that's probably added a couple new episodes, probably maybe 3 or 4 new episodes, which is kind of a bummer. So that's like a 2 to 4 week bump in time to the edge. Um, at the rate I'm working, if I was working on this day to day, it's just like a couple of, probably a half a day. But anyways, so I want to make it. Okay, so anyways, let's get this working before I work on this logic here. Okay, so basically add to, okay, so oh, so I wonder what I get back now. So this is my whole speech recognition, so that's kind of nice. Let's look at that. Console. Let me close that. Hello. Okay, so I already got it. So speech grammar definitely has stuff in it this time. It's got all this stuff. Okay. With a weight of 1. Yeah, so now I have my speech grammar. And once you have your speech grammar, you can say speech recognition list add from string. Okay, so I'm already doing that, right? I know, right? Add from string, and then the last part is okay, recommendation. Speech recognition. So I'm looking to where I actually add it to the speech grammar, or to the recognition object. Speech recognition list, recognition grammars. Okay, so basically we just want to do something like that. Equals recognition list. So I had gone back and forth on whether I wanted it to be like one giant like this, and you can just add like multiples of these, but that was before I knew about weight. Now that I know that about weight, well, I need a speech grammar and a weight. Um, so that means it doesn't make sense to sort of add all this into one thing. It makes more sense to be able to add them individually, which is kind of a bummer, but you know, could be worse. Boom. And then, so those were my colors. So let's see if what red does. Red. So yeah, it didn't do anything. Right, because my grammar does have red in it. It does not have READ. Not only that, but I don't even think it changed the confidence. It didn't. I think it totally ignored it. Um, Let's just double check that it actually, let's go to the console log. Let's come in here. So it doesn't look like it does anything at all. Okay, so grammars. So grammars is something, but it doesn't really have anything in it. Oh yeah, it does. It has the colors in there. Let me hit reload. So I'm curious. Okay, so grammars, what does grammars have in it now? So it's just empty. So I probably don't want to do that if there aren't any grammars. I just don't know where it's ignoring it completely. I don't even know if it's worth implementing beyond how it is. Like, okay, fine. So I have the hooks in and all that. In the future, if grammars become a thing, I can come back in and make changes. Because it doesn't look like it's doing anything. Red. Oh, weird. I think the debugger might have messed with it. Red. Okay. Wow, it has 7 things that it might. Yeah, that is so wild. So I don't think it is doing anything. All right, so if I come in here, I take this code, and then I come in here and I get rid of everything but red. So really, like, I have a grammars of dictionary of red, and that's it. That's the only thing in the whole dictionary, and it has the strongest weighting. Red. And it did make a lick of difference. But so I'm just going to add okay, so I'm just going to add a note up here. Well, I guess we should try it with Edge first before we give up completely on this. If it does something in Edge, then it'll probably be worth implementing farther. I just don't think it's worth it as is right now. Used to work on the AC-130 gunship. All right, so let's just do this. I want to go to discrete, red. Okay, so interestingly, this only returned one value, and that was red. That's bizarre. So now let's add this. I mean, I don't know what to do because I read the book. Yeah, somehow it knew that here it was red, not READ. In both cases, it only returned one thing. Red. Red. Let's see, and I think this one actually has, yeah. So it doesn't even care. Yeah. So it's ignoring it. I think it's good that I put all the hooks in here. It'll make it easier if it ever matters in the future. I don't think it's ever going to matter in the future. But if it ever does, the hooks are in there for it. Let's put a note. Browsers seem to ignore this. This at as of 8-2-2025. So yeah, they don't care. Which makes sense, I guess. I mean, it's like, isn't that something you could just code yourself? You know, like if you knew all you're looking for is colors and you knew that um, red was, shouldn't you get false positives on red, READ, all the time, you could just um, um, you could just check that, right? You could just check that yourself. There's no reason, you don't need anything. Speech grammars. So we only want to do this if there's something inside of speech grammars. I just want to test it real quick. Alert. None found. None found. So basically, what we should get, let's go to discrete. Yeah, okay. And then this time, if I do it, it's weird. It's recording right now, but I think what screwed it up is the debugger. Oh, no, it was recording. Okay. So now if we add a speech grammar, hello. Oh, okay, so we did not get the alert. Okay, so that, to me, that kind of proves that this is working. And then I think we can have literally copy paste the exact same thing in continuous. I think that was a really good idea. Whoever came up with that idea with having weights and grammars and stuff like that, I think that was a really great idea. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it was ever implemented, but I think that would be a very sort of emotionally acceptable way of sort of allowing and disallowing certain words. But apparently it was probably deemed that it would just makes more sense to handle that on a one-off basis by the actual developer instead of trying to do it as a like a generic solution for everybody. Um, and it's probably because everyone probably has a different flavor of what they would like it to do. All right, so now I'm gonna come in here. It's kind of weird. Okay, so I want to, let me see. I just want to test that this is actually, let's just do, and I'm just gonna do what I just did before. Else alert. No grammars found. No grammars. Oh, I guess we still want it to be empty though. Oh, I guess we always want to run this because if we don't, yeah, actually, I think we always want to run it, period. And the reason is because if we delete it all, we're going to end up with the old grammars in there. And we want a new set of grammars every time. We don't want to run the recognition with the old grammars in it. So I think this is what we want. It's kind of hard to like thoroughly test it because it doesn't do anything. All right, so let's just try it out. Okay. Let's see this. So we definitely see that the grammars are, we don't want that. How many states are there? 50. Stop recording. So this is an interesting one, right? Because, you know, we would have 3 choices from to pick from for the answer, but we did none. Now, I believe Edge works better for that use case. Let me reload. I think I want API to be the first thing too. How many states are there? 50. See, that is so much better. I mean, with the exception of the period. I mean, I don't really want the period there, but it already has the question mark, already has 50. So as far as for the card maker, I think this is going to be a lot better. The flash card maker, this is going to be a much better. Edge is going to be a lot better than Chrome. For the say hello, I'm not sure. I don't know if either of them have an advantage. But that is that. I think we are, since, you know, I'm just not going to put a whole bunch of time into building out part of the API that like doesn't do anything, and I don't have any faith that they're ever going to do anything with it. I think it is a great idea. I do think that like management and leadership would feel a lot more comfortable if like they see code, they actually look at code, and then they look at the code and they see that you're telling the voice API, these are the words that have a 0 value and these are the words that have a 1 value, and saying, yeah, so these are the ones that it's gonna, if it hears this, it's gonna know that I want RED, not READ. Or if there's no way I'm gonna be, like let's say I'm doing statuses and the statuses are like started, first read, second read, third read, voted, right? Those are things so you know you're never going to have the word RED in there. You know, like I think everybody feel a lot better about that, but there's no reason why you can't have code of like that does its own analysis of that and has its own dictionary and decides which words should be sort of excluded and which words should be included. So that is that. I think we are functionally complete. I think that I want I think when I want this application to come up for somebody, I think the API should be the first thing. So I need to change that. I also want to add like a video of how to use this application, and sort of have a link to it there, and it'll be also be a video of that. I guess I probably want like an about drop down menu, and then the about would be like one thing that's about me, one maybe something that has a link to the GitHub repo that has this in it, and then a link to the YouTube channel that has all the videos that do that, and then also has a link or has a video that that you can play that tells you how all this works. So should be done, I would imagine, by the end of August. This will be all done, and I'll be creating my last video for this. So what are we looking at? Probably 8 more videos, and we are on video 120. This is video 120. So Yeah, should be done before 1:30. Um, and then I'll stop this as part of my Saturday routine and Saturday and Sunday routine, and then I'm going to have a Saturday routine where I'm working on the Say Hello project, which is going to be fully focused on discrete, and it's going to allow you to select any language or hundreds of languages, and you can hear the word, the formal and the informal hello. So for the in English, American English, they'll be like hi and hello. So hi is something you would say to your friends, or maybe someone that you feel very comfortable with. Even if it's a stranger, you might still say hi. Hi, hey. Hey is another one, but I'll just go with hi, and then hello. And hello is what you would say, like if you went into a meeting and they were like, these are the 5 people you're going to interview with right now, blah blah blah. You would start with hello, um, uh, and then and then I think almost every other language has a sort of a informal and formal way. So I'll have the two ways with two little recordings of each one and all that, and that'll be really cool. And then a flashcard maker that lets you create flashcards and let you upload flashcards that you've created in the system, download your flashcards that you've created, and um, let you test yourself on your flashcards. And I think that would be really, really fun and useful tool that I would probably use all the time. So, anyways, that's that. Happy coding, everybody. Bye.